Good morning and good afternoon to all our viewers today. My name is Sonia. I am an education counselor for Student Connect Nigeria. And with me today is Maggie Brown, the International Recruitment Officer for Africa, who will be speaking to us about the University of Greenwich and the amazing offers available to international students. So just to put it out there, this is going to be a 30-minute session followed by a 10-minute question and answer session. So if you're just joining the live, you could just drop your questions or comments in the comment section, and after the presentation, we'll be taking your questions. So I'm just going to let Maggie introduce herself. Hi, Maggie.
Hi, Sonia. Thank you so much for having me here today, and thank you to Student Connect for allowing me to speak to your students on your live show. I am the International Recruitment Officer for Africa at the University of Greenwich. And just to tell you a little bit about the University of Greenwich, we are a big university based in London and in Kent. So you probably know London is one of the greatest cities for students in the world, has been ranked as one of the best student city in the world several years in a row now as well. So we actually have been ranked as the #1 modern London university and the #1 university in Kent for graduate prospects. Making sure that our students have good careers is something that we definitely take a lot of pride in. We also have a very high student satisfaction rate. We have actually recently this year been voted as the #1 university in the UK by Student Crowd this year as well. So I would love to tell you a little bit more about the university as well, but I'll let Sonia ask the questions and we'll get into the details. And also please do ask questions in the comments section and I'll be happy to answer those for you as well.
All right, thank you so much for that, Maggie. And University of Greenwich is one of our prestigious partner universities. And we all know that UK has a lot of universities. All of them are unique in one way or the other. Could you please share with us some of the unique qualities of the University of Greenwich and why it's one of the sought-after study destinations for international students?
Sure, thank you so much, Sonia. So like I did mention, we have our main campus in London, which really is a fantastic destination for students, not just because of all the great sites and things to do in London in terms of entertainment, but also because of all the amazing professional offers that London has to offer as well. And as a London university, we do have some really fantastic links with different companies across London. Like I did mention, our university places quite a lot of importance in making sure that our graduates have good career prospects. We offer quite a lot of courses with industrial placements at a postgraduate level, same for work placements for undergraduate candidates as well. There's a lot of internship opportunities. We have a dedicated careers team that can support all of our students individually throughout your studies to make sure that you can, if you do choose to do a work placement, to secure a work placement. If you don't, to make sure that they can prepare you for your job hunt, look at your CV, prepare you for interviews, send you invitations to different career fairs. So we do place a lot of importance on our graduate outcomes. Most of our teaching staff are world-renowned. They are also very international as well, so have really fantastic industry experience, either current or recent, as well as having great research experience as well. We are a very international university, I think, being based in London and Kent. I think our university very much reflects the demographic of London. So we actually have students from over 170 different countries. So if you are a University of Greenwich student, you will meet students from Africa, from other African countries, from the Middle East, from Europe, from Asia, from America, from all over the place. And I think this is a really fantastic opportunity for you not to just learn, but to also make connections from across the world. So we do have over 300 different courses at both postgraduate and undergraduate level, and over 150 of them are professionally accredited. So depending on what subject area you're interested in or your course, a lot of our courses have professional accreditations to make sure that they meet industry standards for when you graduate and you want to go into the workforce, you'll have any additional qualifications and accreditations by going into that workforce. So we also have some really fantastic facilities that I can get into in a moment. But I think I would say these are probably the main things to think about when looking at the University of Greenwich.
All right, thank you so much for that, Maggie. It's good you mentioned the employability rates of the graduates because one of the key factors for international students. So it's really great to know that there's been this wonderful placement options for the graduates of University of Greenwich. So could you please tell us more about the general and English entry requirements for the University of Greenwich?
Yeah, of course. So in terms of the general entry requirements, so for any undergraduate candidates, so if you wanted to study at a bachelor's level, we would need you to have your WIAC and we would need you to have a national diploma with lower credit, or for example, an international foundation year as well. We do sometimes also accept candidates with, for example, your WIAC and 1 year of a university degree. And then for postgraduate courses, a lot of our courses would need an equivalent of a second class lower degree for entry. Again, the courses all have individual requirements. I would say majority of them, if you have a second class lower, you should be fine. Some courses require having a specific subject area for your first degree. Some are not as specific. So again, we have individual course pages for every single course, but also the counselors at Student Connect would be able to advise you more specifically on any particular courses. What is really good is that we accept WIAC at English at credit or above for an English language test waiver. So you wouldn't have to do an additional IELTS or any additional English exams if you have your WIAC English at C6 or above. There are a couple of exceptions. For example, the BSc Adult Nursing course, our faculty does require for students to have an IELTS, for example, but for the majority of the courses, if you have a WIAC, then you wouldn't need to take any additional English language tests.
Oh, that's really, really impressive to know. Just to ask, the WIAC result, does it have any validity period?
No, so that could be within any time period.
All right, that's good. That's great. Thank you so much for that. So most students would also like to know about the popular courses being offered at the University of Greenwich. Could you talk more about that, please?
Yeah, of course. So we have a really wide variety of different courses. So I can actually talk you through briefly all of our faculties and campuses and what we have to offer. So we have two campuses in London. Our main Greenwich campus is the oldest campus. It's also based on a really beautiful campus that is actually a UNESCO World Heritage Site. So I definitely recommend Googling that and having a look at some images. And that particular campus is our biggest one, and it's home to the business school. So we have a very extensive number of courses within our business school. We also have our School of Design there, so for all the design architecture courses, as well as the Faculty of Liberal Arts and Sciences, that includes law. We also have some of our computing courses on that particular campus. Then our second campus in London, in Avery Hill, also beautiful campus, very short distance from the main one, is the home to the Faculty of Education, Health and Human Sciences. So we have some, again, really fantastic facilities around simulation rooms, clinical skills centers for all of the courses within the health faculty. We also have the Faculty of Education there as well. I know that tends to be quite a popular one with our Nigerian applicants. And then finally, we have our final campus, which is the campus just outside of London and Kent. And that one is home to the Faculty of Engineering and Science. So again, that's quite an extensive list of courses there. So we have a lot of different engineering courses. Again, a lot of really good science courses. We also have a School of Pharmacy there. That includes also pharmaceutical sciences. So we do have quite a wide list of courses. We also have 3 different intakes. So we are now just coming up to our January intake. We can still make an application. We're still accepting applications up until the 6th of December. And we offer not our full range of courses. So our full range of courses is always available in January, in September. And then in January, it's a slightly reduced list, which is mostly postgraduate courses. We do also offer 2 undergraduate courses, which is the BA in Business Management, as well as the BSc in Adult Nursing. But apart from that, a wide number of business courses, as well as the engineering courses, as well as computing and science courses are available in the January intake. So there is still time to apply if you would like to. And the Student Connect team would be able to support you in that. So these are the courses that are coming up this January intake. Then we also have a very small April intake for just a couple of business courses as well.
Which is actually a really good sell, because most people that can meet up for the January 2024 intake can also meet up for the mid-year intake or the subsequent September 2024 intake. But if you are aiming for the January 2024 intake, this is the best time for you to put in your application, just as Maggie has said. So, Maggie, another very common concern for most international students is the typical turnaround period for offers. Could you please walk us through your admission process and basically the turnaround period for getting offers?
Yeah, of course. So I would say what is quite important is to, when you are looking to submit an application, is to work with our trusted agent partners such as Student Connect. And I say that because not only you will have a faster turnaround time, you will also have the confidence of having a counselor support you and check that you have all the correct documents. We work closely with them. So they know exactly what we need in terms of submitting your documents. And that will also ensure that you do get a faster turnaround times in terms of your offer. So at the moment, our offer, if everything is correct, you submit all of your documents. So just to reiterate, again, it depends on the course. But for example, you're applying for postgraduate course, you would have to have your WIAC certificate, your degree certificate, degree transcript, also a statement of purpose, often a CV as well if you're applying for a postgraduate course, and a professional or academic reference. So you need to submit all those things through the agent that you're working with. They will submit that application to us. And if everything checks out, you can have your offer within about 3 days. Again, there's only a few exceptions for certain courses that have to be assessed by the faculty, by the program leader themselves. Also, the BSc Adult Nursing course has to be submitted through UCAS as well. That's an exception to all of our courses. So that will take, unfortunately, a little bit longer, and you will also have to go through an interview. But for the majority of courses where you don't have to undergo an interview or, submit like an extensive portfolio, like for some of the design courses, then you can have your offer within 3 working days. So we actually have a very good, quick turnaround time to make sure that you can make an informed decision, you get your offer, and you're then aware of the next steps of the admissions process.
All right, thank you so much for that, Maggie. So if you'd want to put in your application, it's best you put in your application through Student Connect. We are going to make sure you get a seamless application process. We'll give you the full list of the required documents and make sure that they're up to standard and to get you an offer on time too. So Maggie, could you please share with us about these different scholarship opportunities available at the University of Greenwich?
Yeah, of course. So for this January intake, every single offer holder, so if you have submitted an application to study with us, you're pretty much guaranteed a 1,500 scholarship discount. There's also a chance for you to get up to £3,000 of a discount as well. So once you do apply and have an offer to study with us, then again, us or Student Connect can share a link on our website to the International Scholarship Award. You have to fill out a very simple form with just your details and answering a question of why you should be awarded the discount. But do please note that by filling out that application form, you will already get a guaranteed 1,500 scholarship discount for this January intake. And then you also have a chance of getting up to £3,000. So out of all of the applicants, we then select a number of candidates who will receive the slightly higher £3,000 discount, but every single person can get a £1,500 discount for this January intake. For next September, we don't have the amounts confirmed just yet, but it will probably be something similar. So it is always important when you do have an offer to study with us, just to submit that one simple form to be eligible for any discounts.
Okay, thank you so much for that, Maggie. So, okay, so could we talk about the CAS and visa requirements for the University of Greenwich?
Yeah, of course. So I think that also ties in with our financial requirements as well. So I'll just talk you through that a little bit as well. So once you do have an offer to study with us, let's say in January, you would have to pay a £3,000 international deposit to accept your offer. Let's say you pay that £3,000 deposit, then you are sent a link to a platform called Castshield. I know a lot of universities in the UK use that, but again, Student Connect would be able to assist you with filling out that platform. So that platform is a space where you would upload all of the documents that are requested for your CAS, which are all of your academic documents, so all the documents that you submitted for your offer, as well as your bank statements. So you would have to submit bank statements showing that you have enough funds to cover the remaining amount of studies minus your deposit, and the amount of money to support yourself. So UKVI calculates that as £12,006 for a year for any courses in London. So that amount of money would have to be shown in your bank statement, which you will have to submit on the platform. You also have to submit a TB certificate as well, as well as record a short precast interview. So what a precast interview is, basically, it's like a simulation of the UKVI credibility interview. So all of this is really just to give us confidence and our CAS team confidence that when we do issue the CAS letter, is that, it would be very safe, and that you won't have any issues then when you submit an application for your visa. So really, all of those things that are required of you would be required of you when you are submitting your application for your student visa. So that sort of gives you good preparation and really gives us an idea that you are a genuine student, that you're ready to enroll and get your visa. So the questions that you would be asked and the pre-recorded interview, again, so it's not a live interview. You would be pre-recording it. So there's about, 10, 13 questions maximum. Questions would be around why you would like to study in the UK, why you would like to study this particular course, how are you funding your studies, what are your plans when you graduate. So it's always good to be prepared to answer those questions. Again, the counselors at Student Connect would be able to help you prepare for that if you had any concerns. So once you have submitted all of those documents and recorded the interview, you also have to make sure that you pay 50% of your total tuition fees, but that is inclusive of the initial £3,000 deposit. Once you have settled that, then we issue your CAS letter. You can apply for your visa and arrive in the UK, and then you don't pay anything else at registration, and the remaining amount of fees would be then due at the beginning of semester 2.
Right, thank you so much for that detailed explanation. So if you need more clarification here at Student Connect, we are willing to give you more or enlighten you more on the requirements for your visa and your CAS process. So Maggie, could you please talk about the typical tuition fee range at the University of Greenwich?
So for this January intake, we're looking at, for undergraduate courses, the fees are £16,150 per year. For postgraduate courses, they start from £16,300 and they go up to £19,995. So again, depending on the course, so the courses with the higher range, that would be usually the courses with an industrial placement year. So how that usually works is you can either, let's say, for example, study electrical engineering masters. You can study it in 1 year and just get your master's degree, or you can do it in 2 years with 1 year of teaching and 1 year of an industrial placement year. So fees for one year would be just over £17,000. But for example, for the 2 years, it would be 19,995. So you only pay a smaller amount for the second year, because that would be your placement year. So you still have, for example, a small amount of components of taught study, but that would be the year where you would be at a placement, which are often paid placements as well. So you'd be earning money, and those ones are the courses that are that have higher fees. But as an average, starting from 16,300, those course fees will be going up in the September intake. So postgraduate courses will be starting at £17,000 upwards. think you might have lost your sound. There
Hi,
we go.
Maggie, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you
Sorry
now.
about that. I got disconnected for a bit. So, sure. Were you saying, or were you done?
Yes, I have. Yes.
Okay, well, thank you so much for that information. We're just talking about the tuition fee range at the University of Greenwich. So it's notable to find out that for the January intake, the fee is still going to be ranging around £16,000. From September, it's going to get increased. So that is another motivation for you to begin your process this January intake. Okay, so Maggie, could you please talk about the key dates to remember in terms of deadline for submitting applications and, for getting CAS back on time?
Yeah, sure. So for the January intake, so for applications, like I mentioned, the deadline would be the 6th of December. Then in terms of the next deadline, so for example, if you have received a conditional offer, you would have to submit any documents to meet your condition by the 13th of December. You'd have to make your payment by the 19th of December. And we'd be looking to the same with submitting all of your CAS documents. So really, if you're looking at the January intake, you need to really be thinking about making sure to start having the requirement amount of funds sort of nowish or from the next week or so. And then we'd be looking at issuing last CASs on the 22nd of December. That's because the university is then closed for the Christmas period. And the teaching actually already starts on the 8th of January with a welcome week. So we are looking to be a little bit flexible with those deadlines. We will have a confirmation of what sort of flexibility we can accept later, hopefully by the end of this week or early next week. But I think, considering the waiting times for visa processing as well, I think if you are thinking about the January intake, it's good to submit your application and speak to Student Connect about making sure that you have all the right documents for your CAS and then for your student visa, as all the deadlines are coming up quite quickly.
All right, thank you so much for that, Maggie. So please, despite the deadline being, a few weeks away, it's best for you to put in your applications now, while you're in good time to meet up with your CAS and with your visa process ahead of the January intake. So thank you so much, Maggie. This has been a really informative session. And maybe if you missed part of it, for those that joined in maybe a little bit later, you could always reach out to us at Student Connect and we are going to enlighten you more. But you can also drop your questions in the comment section or any comments you would like to have addressed, and we'll be going over to that now. So Maggie, let's just, I'm seeing some people dropped a couple of questions. So let me just, go through that. So someone is asking, please, is there any education course available?
So we actually have this January an MA in education. I'm hoping, or I'm guessing that you're probably asking about a postgraduate course. So we do have a master's in education. That is a course designed for people who have already been teaching, who are in education, and who are looking to get sort of a little bit more qualifications around leadership in education or another specialist area within education as well. So I would definitely send you to our website to have a look at MA Education, or to speak with our Student Connect representatives, and they'll be able to talk you through it exactly. But yes, we do have that course, and it is available this January.
Okay. Thank you so much for that, Maggie. So I have another question. Said, can you talk a bit more on the payment plan? I believe this is for the January intake.
Yeah, of course. So the payment plan, we're looking at once you have your offer to study with us, again, that can happen quite quickly once you have submitted all of the necessary documents. You would have to pay by the 19th of December. And by then, that's pretty much 50% of your tuition fees. And I do say that because before we can issue your CAS letter, we have to have 50% of your tuition fees. Then you don't have to pay anything else at registration and until the beginning of the second semester. So let's say you're starting in January, you'd have to pay 50% of your fees by the 19th. We can issue your CAS letter. You get your visa and arrive and start your studies, and then you don't pay again until the beginning of September when you start your second semester of your studies. And between that, you can set an installment plan as well with our finance team, whether you wanted to pay the remaining 50% in a few smaller installments or in just one big payment.
And thank you, Maggie. So I have another question. It said, does the University of Greenwich accept HND holders for a direct master's program?
I'm afraid we don't. We do have an international incorporated master's, which is like a pre-master's course run in collaboration with our partner Oxford International, that is specifically for a list of different courses within the business faculty, but we don't accept H&D for direct masters.
Okay, all right. So what about NECO? Do you accept NECO for English requirements?
We do, yes. So NECO, WIAC, as long as English is at C6, then we can accept that. Again, like I said, I think apart from BSc Adult Nursing only is the only course where we actually do require an IELTS.
All right, thank you so much. So what about a third class? Someone with a third class, any chance of getting an offer for a direct master's?
No. So again, it would have to be again, if you're interested in one of the business courses, you can do the pre-master's program, which is either 6 months or a full 12 months incorporated with the 1 year of a master's degree, but we wouldn't accept a third class, I'm afraid. Only second class lower at the minimum.
Okay. All right, thank you so much. So I have a question here. It said, does the university offer cybersecurity? I'm sure it's for master's program.
Yeah, so we actually offer it for both undergraduate and postgraduate levels. So we do have a master's in cybersecurity and computer forensics. You would have to have a first degree in computing or a computing-related course. Again, a second class lower would be fine. But we do have that course, and we have it running this January intake as well.
All right, thank you. So, and so let me check for the next question. I think that's pretty much it. And if you have any questions, of course, feel free to hit us up. We can reach out to us on the phone number or the email address displayed on the screen. You can also visit us in Abuja at our office at number 2 Petersburg Street, Wuse 2, Abuja. So Maggie, we want to really thank you for having this live session with us. It's been really, really informative, and I'm sure we all benefited one way or the other from it. So thank you so much.
Oh, thank you so much, Sonia, and thank you to the team at Student Connect for having me and for being able to tell you a little bit about the University of Greenwich. And thank you to all the attendees for taking your time this morning or, well, early afternoon. And if you do have any further questions, do please get in touch with the team at Student Connect, and they'll be able to help you or get in touch with us if you need anything.
All right, thank you so much, Maggie. I believe we've come to the end of our live session for today. Do well to reach out to us to begin your application process for the January intake. There is not much time left before the deadline, so we look forward to receiving your applications. Thank you so much, Maggie. Have a great day.
Thank you. Bye.